Electronic cigarettes have become a billion-dollar industry that's promoted as a safe alternative to traditional tobacco cigarettes. But now many teens are finding that this synthetic cigarette can be used to get high. Dr. Gerald Grosso, the clinical director and primary therapist at Morningside Recovery in California, says parents should be aware of this alarming new trend. Welcome, doctor. Great to have you here today.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk for a moment about the concerns that are at play right now. Why are more and more teens getting access to these electronic cigarettes?
Well, it's ease of access. There's this misperception that somehow, if there's not the carcinogens of a regular cigarette, that it makes them safe to use.
What happens if it's misused and mishandled?
Well, what's happening is they're getting substances, liquid intoxicants that they can put in there, and they're able to ingest these substances without the ramifications or someone saying that you shouldn't be using these things, and they're dangerous.
How can they affect the body in a way that really harms an individual?
Well, the one we were kind of talking about is called Blue Blossom. That was the way it's being marketed. They sell it as incense. It is marked as not good for human not for human consumption. And these kids are using this. We don't really know the impact, but it's basically synthetic THC, which is the active ingredient in marijuana. But again, there's a lot of different stuff in there that we don't know and can have some pretty dramatic effects.
Is any of this being regulated at this time?
Well, the hard part is every time drug enforcement can identify what the substance is and make it illegal, they will alter it just a little bit to make it legal.
Are you finding?
And when I say legal to sell, but I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that. Are you finding though that when used in a way that is supposed to be safe, that e-cigarettes are actually beneficial to people who are addicted to tobacco?
Well, and again, this is the misperception, because you can kind of look at regular cigarettes and you could say, oh, well, they're harmful. But it depends, and you can say, well, an electronic cigarette is not the same. But the fact is it depends what you put in it, and this is what makes it dangerous.
So what's the word for parents right now if they are really concerned about the use of e-cigarettes, and what can they do to get ahead of this problem?
Well, let's first look at the fact that they're actually using e-cigarettes. That would be an indication that there's an issue. But look for signs of intoxication. There could be impaired judgment, poor perception, loss of coordination, poor memory. These would be kind of things that parents need to look for to see if the ingredients that are in that e-cigarette are intoxicating.
Doctor, thank you very much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you for having me.